right, here we go. It's the bad guys. We have the villains of Wave 2 of the Mattel Secret Wars collection. I think some of the most interesting characters they made in the entire line. We're going to show you there's going to be some drastic mold changes here, which is a shame because this was the end of the series. The entire line ended after this, and they really started actually tooling the figures at this point. And this is when the line went away. You're going to see some of the more expensive characters in the American collection, I will say here, with some of the best, I think, features to date. So we're going to be going through both of these guys. And then, of course, we'll be having our shorts afterwards showing you all of the Shield inserts, which are going to be really hard to come across, especially for Hobgoblin. It is hard to see a Hobgoblin not in package. Most people that have him in package are not going to open them for good reason. You're talking several hundreds of dollars for one of these. And out of package, he's going to be missing his cape. He's going to be missing parts of his glider. He's going to be missing his shield inserts. So it's rare to see a complete Hobgoblin out of package. I mean, complete where we even have the instructions we're going to show you. But this is pretty cool. I think it's one of the best figures in the line. He's got a really weird look to him. I really enjoy that. And then we have Baron Zemo, the only character in the entire Mattel Secret Wars line that appeared in none of the Secret Wars comics. I'm talking Secret Wars 1, Secret Wars 2, and all the 30 issues that attach to it, and Secret Wars 3. If you don't know what Secret Wars 3 is, you're probably not following Fantastic Four comics, so you might have missed out on that. But he never appeared in any of the Secret Wars runs, except for the more recent 2024 Secret Wars Battle World that was just a love letter to the Mattel Secret Wars line figures that never got any recognition. So all Wave 2 is in there, and Wave 3 is in there as well. So they finally got justice for those figures, tying them into Secret Wars. But yeah, this was the only character not featured in any of the accompanying issues for the second one as well, which he actually was in the main Secret Wars 2 comic in that issue where it was all the villains versus the Beyonder. But this guy never made his way into anything. Falcon did in one of the adjoining issues, Daredevil did in one of the adjoining issues, and of course we know Black Suit Spider-Man did because he was in the main comic as well for the Secret Wars 1. But this guy, the only one to never be featured in any comic, a really weird choice to throw him into the line. He didn't have a lot of exposure at the time. It's a fun design though, so you got to appreciate it for that. So why don't you come in and we'll check out these last two characters in Wave 2. All right, we're going to start with Baron Zemo here. Now you can see him fighting Captain America in his cool little comic, one of the more colorful characters in the set. He has this little like mutating gun or whatever here, but that gun is the same gun that we saw for Magneto, we saw for Iron Man, we saw for Doctor Doom. They kept recycling this gun over and over and over again, so it is the standard blaster. It even has that hook to clip on a Doctor Doom's belt, but again, Doctor Doom was the only one to have that. So this guy comes with a, WWE Championship belt. That's basically the only way I could describe that. That is his accessory in addition to the blaster. So they actually added the second level of accessory to him. They could have just gave him a standard body. The tooling here, very similar to Captain America. You can see the the boots up here, but he's got this furry little cuff to him. So this was all newly tooled here, as it was in the shoulders too. You have this little tooling here in the shoulders. And of course the head completely retooled with his little, headdress on there as well. But this figure had a lot of tooling into it compared to the basic line. You can see the ruffling in his arms here for his shirt. I'm not sure, tunic or whatever we're going to call this. But completely different than the other ones, which were all standard and smooth. So they did a lot of tooling on this figure, and I don't think it's really appreciated how much tooling went into this character. A lot of paint applications. You can see all the different lines that they kept on the mask and on the body there, on the boots all the way around. And it's one of the cleaner figures, I think, that they've done with all this tooling. So very cool figure in the line. Again, a very odd choice considering he has no place in the comics at all for the Secret Wars line. But still, really cool figure. I think it's just underappreciated in essence. And he fetches a fair price, but you're looking probably around $90 for this guy, complete and loose. A lot more in package. But yeah, I mean, compared to like Wolverine, when I think that's a popularity issue, or Black Suit Spider-Man, he's not going to touch that when you're talking about complete loose. Those are more in the hundreds of dollars range. But this guy is still pretty cool. And again, he's rarer than the Wave 1 because he was out toward the end here in Wave 2. but I think they did a really solid job with him. Now, let's check out just briefly some of the shields. We're not going to go through all of them. We'll do that in our video. So his standard here is he has a little mutating gun where he can turn a vine against Captain America, and that is his little standard one. And I got a couple of them I'm just going to briefly go over. We will show you these, of course, in our shorts video, so you can check them out 100%. And the selection of 3 I have here is Baron Zemo, and he has some kind of gun where he's shooting the Statue of Liberty. So that is his one little, he's a villain. He's doing next level villain stuff, kind of like Gru from Despicable Me in that aspect there. We have a second one here, and this is Baron Zemo versus Captain America. You can see him here with a shield, classic Captain America villain. So I think that's only appropriate. And then the last one, we'll just focus on the one side here. We'll pick one at random, and this looks like Baron Zemo going after the Eiffel Tower. So again, another national landmark. So he's definitely going after them. So yeah, these are all pretty cool. We're going to have the full video again in our shorts, so you'll be able to check out all 8 of these, because remember, they're double-sided. But this is the default setup with that one blaster, with the one there, him attacking Captain America. And then that is your complete look at Baron Zemo. Let's hop over to the gem of this segment and of the entire line, and maybe the collection, Hobgoblin. And here we go, Hobgoblin. Definitely more interesting character to choose, because they could have went with Green Goblin, but they decided to make Hobgoblin. This is his debut figure. There is no Hobgoblins before this. He's got a pretty fun little comic strip here going after Black Suit Spider-Man. Remember, this is Wave 2. And this guy commands quite a premium, which is funny because I'm looking back at the original stickers for when he sold initially for $3.99 and then $1.50. And now you're looking at spending almost $300 for a complete loose Hobgoblin, and much more if he's in package. So let's check out what he came with here. And first we have our little assembly instructions we wanted to share. And this is how to build the Bat Glider. You can see him here on his little Bat Glider. It was 3 pieces, the left, the right wing, and then the center, and it all assembled here to make his little Bat Glider, which is cool that they included an accessory this big for a figure. Everything else was either a weapon or a little baton for Daredevil, but he gets this massive glider. He's got his little pointy shoes, so you kind of have to angle his feet when you put him in here, but they will all get up here and they will pressure fit him into place. And now there he is. We have him on his Bat Glider. Now notice he also has this little rubber cape that is on him as well. This is a soft, flexible rubber, and they tooled this thing out here as well. This thing has gotten torn a lot on a lot of figures I've seen online, so it's hard to find one intact on here. This guy is in like near mint condition, with the exception of a very slight tear on the cape at the top. You can see he's got all his paint applications very strong in there. The belt, of course, was painted on, but they have a completely retooled head here with his little hood that he's wearing, this massive, grinning, cowering face in there that I love. The boots here, kind of similar to Captain America, and the design here, they might be the Captain America legs a little bit, except you could tell that there's a little difference here. And of course, he's got the pointed shoes. So new tooling on the bottom half of the body there. But yeah, I mean, they put a lot of effort into this figure, and he was kind of like the last one. And it's kind of also the reason why he's probably so expensive. It's all this great tooling that went into him. But yeah, he's got that awesome glider. I always love showing an equivalent over in like Toy Biz that came out a couple years later at the time. And here is there was no Hobgoblin, but here's your 1991 Green Goblin. So Green Goblin, you can see, of course, had articulating knees in there, and you could go watch our video on this wave if you want to see more about these figures. But here is what Toy Biz did when they put a lot more effort into the figures. He came with a glider as well. This one had holes for the feet to go in, so he could basically stay on the glider. And he came with a pumpkin that he could throw. No face or anything on it, just a generic pumpkin. The hand was spring-loaded, so you would take it in there and throw it. And that was basically what they did when they did their version of someone riding a glider throwing pumpkins. So a little bit different around I want to say he's a little bit taller than Hobgoblin here. But it was, you know, different time, a little bit more technology in there. Now, let's check out the shields. So it comes with a default shield here of, I think this is Hobgoblin turning from a human into Hobgoblin. Yeah, he puts on the suit. You don't see his face there. You just see the back of his head. But he's putting on the suit and becoming Hobgoblin. And that is the default that comes in the packaging with it already applied here. So we have a couple we're going to show you. And of course, we're going to do our shorts video. So right here we have Hobgoblin with a whole bunch of Hobgoblins, sort of, you know, showing off his madness, essentially. Then over here we have Hobgoblin robbing a bank of some sort. Here you can see the gas or something in the background. So a fun little one showing off his crime. And then last but not least, of course, we're going to have one of Hobgoblin versus Spider-Man. There's a couple of those, which we'll show in the full shorts when we look at all 8 of these. You'll see one for each side. But we just wanted to give you a little tease in the video here as we do our little look at these guys. So that is basically him. He's got his bright colors on here, really Hobgoblin-esque. I mean, I think they did a solid job of this guy. The big head is a little weird, but mostly it's to accommodate the hood, and they didn't make that very narrow at the time. But you gotta love how it comes with the backlighter. I mean, that is just great. You could really feel like Hobgoblin there. He doesn't have a pumpkin, but I'm sure you could pick up a little piece of candy corn or something and use that as a pumpkin back then. But that is basically it. This is looking at your wave of Wave 2 villains. And I think these two really shined in this line. All that tooling, that one in the Baron Zemo, I think is not appreciated for the time. Look at all the other figures we showed you. This has a lot more tooling on it, as does this figure here. And they actually included a really solid accessory for him. That was actually his accessory instead of a generic blaster. So they did a really great job with Hobgoblin. I think he's one of the best figures in the line, if not the best figure in the line. So that is all for your Wave 2 Secret Wars Mattel villains. All right, well, we hope you enjoyed this look at the rest of Wave 2 Mattel Secret Wars and focusing on the villains here. The best, I think, of the set, the best of any set are the villains. And we usually start with the villains when we're looking at something. And I think these really, again, underscore our point that they're the most interesting, colorful characters to have in any set. And they're kind of essential. You need somebody to fight with the heroes. So that completes our look at Wave 2. Yes, we are going to do Wave 3. Wave 3 is extremely rare to come across, particularly open, loose versions of the characters that are 100% complete and in good shape, which we managed to track down. Took us a while because we're talking, with this wave, you're looking at $90 loose for Baron Zemo, $250 or more loose for Hobgoblin. You're talking, you know, $250 to $300 for Electro, $350 or more for Iceman, and then over $600 for Constrictor. So yeah, in finding a loose Constrictor complete with a whip, extremely difficult, which is why we did not. We found one in package. It's a beat up package, so we don't feel too bad about opening them. But yeah, some of those characters are really tough to find and to have all their inserts and all their accessories. Very, very, very difficult, because remember, Wave 3 was only overseas. It was either in France or Spain. And yeah, completely different packaging. Not all of them have the comic strips, only the Spanish versions did. So, and they're in a foreign language, but yeah, we managed to get some complete figures to take a look at. I'm very excited at it. I just briefly checked them out. I didn't look at them yet fully because I'm going to wait to the video so we could all be surprised together. So we'll be doing Wave 3. So definitely come back for that. I don't think I've seen it anywhere on the internet before. No one's really covered those in detail because they usually keep them in package. So we never actually get to see them. So this will be pretty cool to check them out outside. We also have the vehicles coming. We have both the Turbo Cycle, the Doom Cycle, and the Doom Roller. Brand new in box. We're going to be opening those and checking them out so you can actually see all their contents, because usually you'll see them sold loose or sealed, but you never actually know what's in the box. You don't know what you're missing. So we'll be checking those out, and we have some great playsets to check out. We have the Freedom Fighter playset, and we have the Tower of Doom, which I am very excited about because that is a very awesome playset. So the first Marvel playset ever. So we'll definitely be checking those out as well. So tune back for all of that. Tune back for our rest of our Monster March segment, and we'll be teasing on Thursday what April's sort of theme is, and it's going to be a fun one. So tune back for all that as well. So continue watching our Marvel Secret Wars line. I hope you like it. The shorts videos will be out very soon this week, so we'll be running those to show up the rest of their Shield inserts, so tune back for those. Like, subscribe, and follow. See you guys next time.